Alright, I had to take last week off because I had a important job I had to do, but now I am back, and we are going to be looking at 3 more Spongebob episodes this week, and we are going to start off with the classic Crab Road. And if you don't remember what this episode is about, it's the one where Spongebob, he's watching a scary movie about robots, and then the next day while he's at work, he's freaking out thinking that robots are taking over the world. And Mr. Krabs has a new song that he likes to listen to. It's some kind of techno song, and he dances to it, and SpongeBob sees him dancing to it, and he thinks Mr. Krabs has been replaced by a robot as a result. Now, if you're new and you haven't seen my other videos, I review, and then I grade, and then I rank the episodes. And the way I do this is I have 7 categories that I make observations on, and I will give them point totals out of 10. And extra credit and negative credit can be given. So there are categories that can have 15 plus out of 10, that sort of thing. And my 7 categories are: number 1, how long the episode took to make me laugh. For every 30 seconds the episode goes by where I don't laugh, I take a point away. Number 2, how many times did I laugh during the episode? And, that's where I will give extra credit. It could go up to 100 times in an episode, and I will still give it 100 out of 10. 3, memorability, as in quotes, moments, and jokes that I remember off the top of my head before watching the episode. That as well can get extra credit. Number 4, is there a good message that's executed well? I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Number 5, is there character development or moments that make a character multi-dimensional? That's pretty self-explanatory itself. Number 6, does the episode stay consistently entertaining throughout? Bad payoffs or slow starts, or even if it starts to drag in the middle, can hold the point count. And number 7 is, does it misuse a character and only has them in there to take punishment or make us laugh due to their misery? And that is also, pretty self-explanatory. So, let's get into it. And I will grab my notes right here. So, Crab Road. And for those of you who don't know, I always start off with memorability first. And so, these aren't in any particular order, they're just, which moments, jokes, quotes came to my head, one after the other. And so, the first thing that I remembered, and I think the first thing most fans of classic SpongeBob remember off the top of their heads on this episode is, does Mr. Krabs look anything like that? Ah! 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 That part. Well, it's great. It finally convinces Squidward to believe that Mr. Krabs is a robot. And then number 2, the number 2 moment is SpongeBob and Squidward teaming up and capturing Mr. Krabs to interrogate him. Number 3 is SpongeBob and Squidward destroying all the appliances to get them or Mr. Krabs to talk. When SpongeBob's like, if the fake robot Krabs won't tell us who Mr. Krabs is, then maybe one of his little robot bodies will. SpongeBob, that's a blender, or I think it was a toaster. That moment. Number 4 is when they were interrogating him. SpongeBob is all, what color is my underwear? Yeah, that's just a funny moment. It's always funny to see just a random slap to someone's face. It usually is funny. Number 5 is Mr. Krabs crying for his cash register, which leads to SpongeBob and Squidward realizing they made a mistake. Number 6 is, attention everyone, run for your lives, robots are taking over the world! And then all the fish don't, they're like, why should we kill? Like, that's the humans' problem. And then Squidward's all, our world! Ah! So yeah, that's number 6. Number 7 is when Mr. Crab is boiling an egg and SpongeBob screams for him, which causes him to lose his grip on the egg, and the salt, and it crashes into his eyes. And also, I'm adding the part where the radio died, and Mr. Krabs puts the batteries in his back pocket. Just everything that leads up to the hard evidence scene that causes SpongeBob and Scribble to really believe that yes, Mr. Krabs is in fact a robot. That is my number 7 moment. Number 8 is Mr. Krabs calling the radio his little buddy. Number 9 is Mr. Krabs calling the radio station to play the song again, and it leads to them making robotic sounds through their conversation. I'm not making that part of my number 7 moment just because it's kind of separate compared to when Mr. Krabs bulges out of the office and he has glowing red eyes, pinchers for hands, and they run on batteries. So number 9 is Mr. Krabs calling the radio station. Number 10 is "Where's Mr. Krabs? I am Mr. Krabs." And then number 11 is when SpongeBob's out, "This is one stubborn robot," and Mr. Krabs is like, "What? You think I'm a robot?" Number 12 is Scribbled awkwardly sweeping the floor, trying to appease Mr. Krabs after they realize it is the real Mr. Krabs. And number 13 is SpongeBob telling Gary that scary movies don't always freak him out, and then we cut to him in bed and he's just like yeah. Number 14 is when the very next joke, SpongeBob is looking down at Gary. He's like, "Gary, Bill," and he taps Gary on the eye, and Gary's like, "Meow." "Gary, if you were a robot, you'd tell me, right?" "Meow." "Well, I got nothing to worry about." Number 15 is the movie where the guy, the actual human being, is running away from the robot. Number 16 is the nightmare SpongeBob has as a result of that movie, where it's him being chased by the robot. Number 17 is SpongeBob getting distracted by the nickel. And, they're like, "What should we do?" "I don't know." "Hey, a nickel." "SpongeBob." Number 18 is SpongeBob calling the Navy, and they're all, "Hello, you've reached the Navy's automated phone service." "Squidward, the robots are wanting the Navy." "Not the Navy!" And that leads to, of course, the classic, "Attention everyone, run for your lives, the robots are taking over the world." So, yeah, that was my 18th moment, and that was all the moments I could remember for memorability off the top of my head. So, as a result, memorability is going to get an 18 out of 10. So right out of the gate, we have extra credit. Let's see. Number 2 is... number 1, I'm sorry. Number 1, how long the episode took to make me laugh. And it actually holds the record for how long it took to make me laugh. 4 seconds in. Oh, it's either 4 or 9. I wrote it kind of awkwardly. It's either 4 or 9 seconds in is when SpongeBob is watching the movie and it's the human being running away, just how he's running away, and the robot's just like... Yeah, for some reason that made me laugh, but I'm gonna count it, and it's only 4 to 9 seconds in, so I can't take any points away for that, so it gets a 10 out of 10. Number 2, how many times did I laugh in the episode? I think it actually managed to outscore pranks a lot. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look at it. But all I know is it made me laugh a total of 47 times in the episode. So as a result, it gets a 47 out of 10. So already I think we are either on the heels of already reaching 70 points, or we are past 70. But let's go on. I think this is clearly not going to be in my low rankings once I give them to you at the end of the day. Number 4, is there a good message that is executed well? And yes, I'd say it is, and the message is imaginations are very powerful and can lead us into believing terrible things that can cause real life implications, and really, just bad consequences in real life to what our imaginations forced us to believe. And I say they executed that pretty well. So I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. Number 5, is there character development or moments that make a character multi-dimensional? No, not really, so I'm going to give it 0 out of 10. Number 6, does the episode stay consistently entertaining throughout? And I'm going to say, yeah, like, it's basically the same logic I'm using with the Pranks a Lot episode. I mean, in an 11-minute time span, the Pranks a Lot episode caused me to laugh over 40 times, as did this one. So, as a result, I gotta give Category 6 a 10 out of 10. And finally, does it misuse a character and only have them in there to take punishment or make us laugh due to their misery? And, okay, you could say they got us to laugh out of Scribbled and Mr. Krabs' misery, but in the end, it all worked out for Mr. Krabs to a degree. He has a bunch of appliances that got destroyed, but, you know, I'm sure that's going to come out of SpongeBob and Scribbled's paycheck. Scribbled, however, yeah, in the end, he kind of got screwed over. So, I am going to have to deduct points for it. I'm going to have to give Category 7 a 4 out of 10. And now, if you calculate all of this, based on my calculations, I got a 99 out of 70, and that is like a 141.42%. So that's an A++. So as I said before, 99 out of 70, 141.42%, and the grade for that is an A++, however many pluses you want to give that. So it got the same grade as Pranks a Lot, I believe, but that's why I add up the percentages, because that's what's gonna eventually lead to which episode is my favorite overall ranked to which episode is my least favorite overall ranked. Because, you know, some episodes might score the same amount of points and get the same grade, so that's when percentages, or percentile, or whatever that word is for it, come into play. So, yeah, a very good episode. I think at the moment, I'll spoil this for you, it's ranked either number 1 or number 2, depending on what I put down for Pranks a Lot. But, yeah, very good episode, very funny episode. If you are going to go back and watch an episode, definitely go back and watch this one. And that's all I have for Crabborg. So I will be back soon with my next episode review, ranking and grading. And that will be, well, let's just say it will probably shock the culture.